There we go. Should be back up and running. Now, Perceptual, you're going to be tempted to say, oh, but it was all right when we were over on Twitch, aren't you? There we go. Should be back up and running. Nice. Sounding to me like we're back up and running. And let's just see. It's good fun, this live streaming. Hey, I've made loads of progress on live streaming. And while we wait for the Tier 3 mentors to arrive, I will tell you all about that progress. Should be back up and running. Now, Perceptual, you're going to be tempted to say, oh, but... So we good? No sound? Sound not working? Sound is working, sound not working. Sound should be working. Sound really should be working. No, it's going to the Terra deck. That's cool. That's working. Much better. Well, it was. What's wrong? Come on, guys. Let's get this working. It's got to work. It's got to work. So, do we have picture? Do we have sound? Sounds good. Picture's good. Hopefully everything is good with any luck. And I'll give you a little bit of behind the scenes as to what we've been very rather busy over the weekend. Don't think we're going to need the Twitch chat. Looks like nobody is there. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of lag on the sound. Picture two, picture what? Picture lagging? Or you have a picture and you're pleased you've got a picture? Or how's the picture lagging? How can both the sound and the picture be lagging? Reference to what, out of interest? There you go. There I am, and let's give ourselves a window. So I have been, better check this keyword. So say hosepipe, that was the word. Anybody who says hosepipe will prove to me that this is finally straight, stable and working. Yeah, I can sort the lag out quite easily. I've got a process for that. Let me do that now. I have been working really hard on a couple of things. I've, number one, been moving all of our, archiving all of our Twitch content over to YouTube. So that's all available for, thank you, Perceptual. That's all available for you now on YouTube, which is going to be great. You can search the transcripts on YouTube, much easier to index. And of course, the buggers aren't going to delete it like they would on Twitch. Now, let me just give you this as a sound source. Okay, there you go. Hopefully the lip sync will be a little bit better. Doesn't look better to me, but might feel better to you. We'll see what happens. Okay, cool. So I've moved all the streams over, so they're now on the YouTube channel, and you can index and find them. We've also been playing with this wonderful piece of software called Wirecast, which is a bit like OBS, but kind of a more professional version of it. This will allow us to do all sorts of funky things like this. We've worked out how to stream into OBS from other people like Mikey. So you can imagine here we've got Mikey, Sam, Ben all in one picture, which would be kind of fun. And we've worked out how you guys could come in using something called a rendezvous session. I just haven't taken the plunge and spent a lot of money on Wirecast yet, but that will happen before long. So we've got professional streaming software on the way, which is good news for you guys. What else is new? That's it, really. I'm just tying up loose ends and making sure that I'm good to go on the next course. Now, are we going to have any Tier 3 mentors arrive on this stream? It looks like we're not. I would like to offer to talk to one of you guys who are so... you think the stream's really behind? Yeah, it shouldn't be too behind. On YouTube, I've set it to low latency. So we've got a choice. We can go ultra low latency, which works really well. But you have no DVR. You can't pause or rewind. Or I can set it to low latency, in which case you get this much lag, and then you get DVR. So we can play with the two. I think that DVR is a good thing, right? And I think it's worth having. The scary smiley faces, there they are. So something else I have set up. So if we imagine that we're going to make a lift and shift to YouTube, I've set up a Patreon GameDev.tv channel. Now it only has one tier on it at the moment, and that is for Meet the Mentors. So there is or mentee. There's another way of becoming a mentee, which is to support us over on Patreon at patreon.com/GameDev.tv. And then that allows you to come in on these sessions and join the live help sessions. So wanted to just let you know that that's a function there, and it's available in case you're wanting to do that instead of doing it the Twitch way. So would any of you guys like to, that are here, but I'm going to make an offer to two specific people who've come to so many streams, and I know who are not necessarily yet Tier 3 subscribers, Perceptual Lucidity and Bryant Sharper. If either of you guys would like to come in on this Meet the Mentors, as none of the actual Tier 3 mentees are here, then you'd be welcome. And if you want to, then let me know in the chat here, and I will send you a link. I don't know if there's any private way to do it, so we'll just go on Trust, and I'll just send the link to everybody. So and you two guys can come in. So would either of you, it takes, Bryant saying if you watch the feed it takes, and now he started a stopwatch presumably. It's going to tell us how long it takes. Zoom is proper misbehaving. I'm going to recycle Zoom. How long does it take, Bryant? Is it like really horribly long? I think he's timing away, bless him. Oh, by the way, on, what time is it? Let me just bring up our stream schedule. A bit in the air at the moment. We have Sam coming on with an update for the RPG. He's working on a save system. He will be on at what they call 12 p.m, but what is in real language 74 minutes time. Probably a bit longer than we need it to be, but in 75 minutes time, an hour and a quarter, Sam will be on with me for the Unity RPG update. And then Meet the Mentors episode 8 is coming, but it's just off the bottom of this list, and that's going to be on Saturday. So that is our upcoming event schedule. Quite a nice list of events there. Hopefully that serves well as a list for you. So that's cool. All right, I'm going to get into here and I'm going to give you guys the link. It'd be nice if one of you guys would join us on the Zoom, because the point of Meet the Mentors is that we help people out individually. So I'm going to go and get you guys the URL and paste it in the chat, and you'll be welcome to join us. 32 seconds. That is quite long, isn't it, Brian? So are you guys willing to give up the DVR functionality in order for just a faster, lower latency chat? If you are, let me know, and I can set that on the next stream. I've got a choice, you see. Asparagus is what I've got to eat. Got to eat. Man's got to eat. I've been so busy I haven't had a chance even to eat. Been, exploring what our next steps are, what my next steps are. So Mikey is building the Blender Environments course, and is also then going to go off and remaster the main Blender course in October. Sam is working on RPG Part 2, finishing that off. It's going to be awesome. He's going to be doing saving systems and all sorts of cool code architecture. Lots of advanced Unity stuff. Rick is remastering the Unity 2D course. And I, quite frankly, have got a major decision to make between whether we teach web and app development, giving you guys an intro into mobile, but also introducing new people to our system, or whether I go down the reinforcement learning agent. So, 12 seconds, yeah. Okay, so Bryant, yeah, it looks like, thank you for timing. It seems to vary between 12 and 30 seconds. Well, Twitch is about 20 or 15, so not too bad. I'll turn the latency down for the next one, see how you guys go on that. So, that Zoom link, somebody click it. Some of you brave souls, click on that Zoom link and join in and come and speak to me live here on Zoom. That would be awesome. And then if you're feeling really brave, you can share your screen. And if you're feeling really, really brave, you can also share your face. So why don't you come and join us? That's the idea. Okay, Bryant's out the office. Perceptual, love to meet you in person. You've done so much, we've done so much talking to each other. Why don't you consider joining us over on Zoom? And do you mind if I just eat my asparagus? Because too busy to eat today. Pretty terrible. Yeah, so you know what? If I was to put the chat on a different device, it wouldn't matter, would it? You wouldn't be so spooked by it. So you would just think I'm a bit slow at responding. So I think I'm going to do that. That's probably the easiest thing to do. So I'll just pop the chat on a different device. In fact, I shall order in a different device. Maybe next time, Perception, unless you're feeling like you want to be spur of the moment, then it would be awesome to have you. I'm just going to organize the laptop, get this chat off the screen. Okay, the event calendar, Operation Gamma, I'm not sure who you are over on Twitch, has changed for the moment. We don't have one for YouTube yet. See, the place you find out about the events right now, what we're doing is a full lift and shift from Twitch to YouTube, at least for the moment. And then we're going to consider which is best for you guys and for us. And the only way to do it is to do it. So if you look on the GameDev.tv YouTube channel, doesn't matter whether you're logged in or not, this is me logged in, but if I was not logged in, it would look like this. I've set events to show automatically on the homepage 7 days in advance, and they're generally doing that. So here's your list now, very easy. youtube.com/GameDev.tv gives you the event list. Thank you very much, honey. I now have a laptop on which I can do the chat, so I can get it off the screen and stop annoying you with the delay. At least you won't know that the delay is there. What you don't know doesn't hurt you. The other thing we can do is potentially turn the delay down, although I'm not sure YouTube is going to enjoy that mid-stream. So we are on this mic, so I don't need to worry. Yeah, I'm on that mic. Sorry about your ears, if that was doing your ears in. So yeah, we're a little bit kind of all over the place for a few days while we explore and try new things, and then we will settle into our rhythm of making awesome courses. By we, I mean me. Everybody else is cranked and focused on what they're cranking and focusing on. So yes, look at youtube.com/GameDev.tv channel for the upcoming events. They should just be listed there. I think they list out quite nicely, and you can set reminders. A peculiarity is, at least for me, it shows in the PST time zone rather than in my local time zone. But apart from that, it's all good news. So, questions. I might as well answer questions as nobody's here on the Zoom. Perceptual, thanks for considering coming in today. If any of you other guys would like to, you're welcome. I'm not sure where the Tier 3 mentees are. I don't know where they've gone today. I did message them by email, messaged them on Twitch Whispers, made a special community post up for them. Try to treat them well, but no response from them today. But that's okay. I'll get the chat off the screen so it doesn't annoy you guys. If you're interested in behind... Oh, I won't show you. Yeah, well, I'm going to show you behind the scenes. So I'll show you the little behind the scenes thing that we have here on YouTube. The setting that we've got. I'll just show you how this works. So what we have under the events is, and I'll simultaneously see if I can do anything about this particular event. Probably not while it's live. Is under advanced settings here. I've got this choice about latency, low, ultra low, and normal. Should be on low, but I can't change it while we're live, I'm afraid. So, but for the next ones, I will turn them down to ultra low. On your request. So questions, guys, generally across the board, Game Dev are doing, or questions you've got with your projects where you're stuck. Unity, Godot, Unreal, Blender, not so much on Blender for me, or coding in general, career questions, motivation questions. Happy to field questions across the board during this stream. So let me know, that'd be cool. I'm also going to get the chat up differently. Over here is a bit more sociable for you guys. Feels like I'm closer to you if I'm nearer to you. So the stream being stable and sociable now, hopefully it is. It looks like it is to me, which is cool news. Yeah, the open, no worries, Perceptual. I didn't know there was going to be an open invitation. Previously, we've had a full Meet the Mentors, but today, for whatever reason, time of day. It is a different time of day, a little bit. Is it a different time of day? Only a little bit. Anyway, they're not here, so for whatever reason. Doesn't matter. Let's get this open. Brian, so I'm thinking of shelving my game. New plan. I'm going to make pinball on 3 engines and see how they compare. I'm just going to make my video bigger as it's mainly me. I won't make it too big because it increases the data rate of the stream too much. I'll just do it like that. How's that? Me and this nice. I'll rest me there on that. Be nice when we're using Wirecast, but one thing at a time. We thought we'd get off the ground with streaming without any unnecessary complications and technology. So that's where we are. Oh, see if that button works. Should say welcome to the stream in the chat automatically. It does. Look at that. I would like to know where in the world you are. I'm also getting my stream monitor thing up on my phone. So Bryant says he's thinking of shelving his game. I'm going to make pinball on 3 engines and see how they compare. Maybe blog it during the process. So you're saying that, Bryant, your new plan is to make pinball on 3 engines and see how they compare. That would be really interesting. What are the 3 engines? And what game are you shelving and why are you shelving it? How do you know it's time to quit on it rather than carry on? So I'd be interested to hear your feedback on that while I eat my broccoli. Just had a cancelled meeting that threw you off. Brian, yep, so you're going to tell us about that. Tejas Naresh Savuma. I'm a college student and people told me that I must learn machine learning, and I was wondering if Unreal 4 would help me with machine learning and AI. Not really, I'm afraid, not really about the fundamentals of that. We're right now in the process. I've had a brainwave, which might be disastrous or might be amazing, that maybe reinforcement learning, we're deciding right now, and in fact I'd be very interested in the feedback from the few people who are here. More interested in machine learning or more interested in making apps, general apps, web apps, iOS, Android, web, all integrated together, sharing data. But interested to hear on that. No, Unreal Engine won't really teach you that. It will teach you things like AI behavior trees. We do that in the Testing Grounds project. And it won't really teach you machine learning, but it will teach you basic hand-coded AI. Bear in mind that AI can be done without machine learning, right? So everybody's saying you've got to learn machine learning. Yeah, it's probably a good idea, but you better know why you're learning machine learning. So Yeah, so Pinball would be cool. Which are the 3 engines, Brian? The 3 that we teach? Unity, Godot, Unreal? Are they the 3 engines you're planning on doing? And then Operation Gamma says, you have been guarded about using scriptable objects due to the changes being written to a file. Can you say when this matters and what's the reason not to use them? Okay, I hope I haven't miscommunicated that, Operation Gamma. In Unity, I'll open up Unity and show you this as a... In fact, I'm going to close my video here so that you don't see me eating. In Unity, we have the idea of scriptable objects. I'm going to show you... I don't think we shouldn't use them. What I think we shouldn't do is make their data public. And I'll show you the actual code of that in a second. So I think we should use scriptable objects wherever there are like multiple things that differ from each other by data. So if we have, for example, here in Laser Defender, which is this cool, I'm just going to maximize on play and not mute the audio. Let me just do this for a second. So this cool new version of Laser Defender, which looks much more rad, has got all these different enemies and enemy types and all the rest of it, all right? Now, one of the things we're doing in here is we're defining enemy waves, and we do that with a scriptable object. We say that wave 0 is the Panther enemy, and that wave 0 has a particular path and a particular time between spawns, etc. Now, let's go and look at the code of the enemy waves, and then I'll show you what I do and don't like about scriptable objects. Okay, and then hopefully that will answer your question. So Unity, Godot, Unreal, that's cool. The only thing I would whip up an offer for right now would be a link to a test run for a promo video if you want to be okay to stream that with some feedback. Absolutely, Perceptual, please do. Give a link, and I'll give you live feedback. I'll bring it up on our screen. I'll watch it live with people if you don't mind. I'll give you immediate and honest feedback. Let me just finish answering Operation Gamma's question. So Operation Gamma, we have this enemy pathing thing which makes these enemies move around the screen. For each enemy that's doing some pathing, it has a config about the wave, the enemy wave that it follows. That config file is a scriptable object here. I like using those, they're awesome. What happens in Unity is this: you right-click somewhere under, say, enemy waves, you right-click and say create enemy wave config or enemy wave. And then you come in here and you specify it. I like that. What I don't want to see you guys doing is using public here. This is the thing that I'm scared about. If you put public there, then you're saying that any other script can change this data, which is bad practice. And it's doubly bad practice when it would write that value potentially straight back to the disk, to the .asset file, to this thing here. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying use them, but unfortunately, in the version of C# Unity is bound to, you have to write getters like this. And most of them are thin getters, like this is almost boilerplate code. It just returns time between spawns, right? But sometimes you can add some more value, like here. This gets waypoints, but it doesn't do it by just returning an array of transforms or in a list of transforms. It does it by iterating through all the transforms under this path prefab. So we have these path prefab things somewhere. And where are they? Paths. These things, and it's a list of transforms, and it iterates under it. So I'm saying use getters. Anyway, let's move on. Good idea, Bryant, I agree, that's awesome. With the web course, you're thinking about what languages you're considering. Jack, so what I think our personal need right now is we want to build you guys a platform. We want there to be an app for GameDev.tv. We want notifications about like new courses, about the fact that you've got a certain distance through a course and maybe you want to consider other options, about the fact you haven't re-engaged with the site for a long time, the fact, whatever you want notifications about, we've got a whole long tail of things you may or may not want notifications. And we want to have an actual platform, sample videos, trials of different courses, all sorts of cool stuff. A lot of stuff in the long run. In the short term, just a small amount of functionality. So to answer your question about what languages, it's going to be things like, well, a whole range. Obviously, you need the basics. You're going to need the HTML. You're going to need CSS. You're going to need those sort of things. But also, if we do this, we want to teach you like Twitter Bootstrap for the basic visuals of a site. We want to show you things like Cordova or PhoneGap as a way of getting the same basic thing onto a phone. Firebase possibly, although it's paid for notifications and management of that type of thing. So basically everything that's needed for you, if you want to get a service off the ground, what do you need to do? Well, you need to put together a website and an app typically. Maybe not both together, but at least one or the other. And typically, if it's an app-based thing, you have a very simple website that says, go get the app. And if it's a app-based thing, you have an app and then maybe and if it's a website-based thing, you sometimes have a simple app that does some of the functionality of the website. So everything that's necessary to do all of that is the bottom line. At least get started on that, which is the thing that people find hard. I've got this idea for a new app. How do I do it? Where do I start? It's not necessarily a game, but where do I start? So that would be that down that line. So, love to see it. Yep, looking forward, Perceptual, to your link when it comes. What's happening to Twitch? Ninja. So, just to be clear, More Ninja Max, nothing's happening to it. We're trying streaming only on YouTube for the moment, because I want to see what YouTube's like. YouTube has some benefits to you guys, not to us. I mean, to us, it's a disadvantage. We've got no monetization back end on this. We can't make any money from it, okay? So it's not good for us. But for you, the videos stay here forever. The videos can be referenced and searched. If you go to one of these previous videos and click this little ... you can open the transcript of the videos, an auto-generated transcript, and then I can go, say, inspector. There you go. And at 45 minutes, 29 seconds, you know we started talking about the inspector. That's pretty invaluable, right? That right there. And then there is a business case that people are going to YouTube to search for this type of technical content. They're not going to Twitch for it. So we're trying 100% stream here. For the moment, if you want our list of events, it's here on the YouTube homepage. And then within a few weeks of streaming here, we will decide where we stream, here, Twitch, or both. It's probably going to end up YouTube if we can keep it stable and keep it working well. Those of you who are tier 3 members have got an option now to sign up instead once your Twitch expires. By the way, if you're tier 3 on Twitch, of course we honor that. You're tier 3 here too. Yeah, it's the same thing, of course. But also we have now a Patreon, which we didn't have before. So if we go patreon.com/GameDev.tv, what this will allow you to do is if you do want to interact only through YouTube, you could sign up as a mentee here, and then that gets you don't have to do it on Twitch. All right. If you're tier 1 or 2 and you're purely on Amazon Prime on tier 1, then when that lapses, obviously you don't necessarily need to renew it until we're streaming regularly on Twitch again. That's the deal with Twitch. And if you are tier 2 and you're paying money and it's like, oh, well, I've paid money for Twitch and now I'm not streaming there. Well, enjoy the streams, supporting the streams over here. And then we will, if anybody's like upset, as I said before, there's only a handful of people, then we'll sort you out with a course or with some benefit in return. But hopefully you understand we're still streaming. We're just streaming to a slightly different destination because we want the content to be indexable. Not good for us, not monetizable till we get to 100,000 students. Better events handling system, much better treatment on a mobile, better resolution, slightly longer delay, but DVR, you can pause the video, searchable transcripts. So I think it's better, but I'll be interested in your feedback. So, Perceptual, where are we? Okay, good to know. So, Operation Gamma, I answered your question about serialized fields. So, Perceptual's like protecting himself against the feedback by saying this is not meant to be publicized, it's only early version. Don't worry. Perceptual, we will judge because that's the purpose of looking at it, but it's your product, it's not you. The only purpose of judging it is to try and give you some feedback that makes it even better. Fine, so that link's coming. I'm waiting for that link to come. I'm really excited that somewhere further down the chat the link will be here. It doesn't want you to post a link on YouTube. Well, that's fine. Probably some channel settings, so I will make a note to myself to check channel settings. I actually couldn't post a link to YouTube myself either. So I'll make sure we sort that out. Okay, so I've got a note for that. In the meanwhile, Perceptual, you can just do it over on the Twitch chat. So this is the essence of being able to switch between and be lean. So, of course, one of the other problems with the Twitch chat is it's a streaming chat. So if we miss it, then it's gone, right? If you know what I mean. So if you'd already posted in the Twitch chat, I wouldn't be able to see it, unfortunately. YouTube, it's persistent. We can go back to it and reopen it and see it. So there's a lot of things I'm preferring about YouTube. Anyway, Perceptual, post the link in the Twitch chat. We will open it and discuss it from there. Thank you very much. Tejas said, I wanted to do an Unreal 4 2D game from a mobile phone. Is it a good idea to do it in Unreal? If it's a simple 2D game, I would consider doing it in Unity or Godot. But absolutely, Unreal will support 2D games as well. It's just not the easiest tool if you're new to game development. Brian, so will the web course not be game development? Okay with that, just curious. Yes, C# would be covered. in there because .NET framework. It's not directly related to web development, but we would use web as some of the projects. The idea here is that, you know, we've got web development very well covered, the basics of it. The team has got that very well covered. We have some personal needs here at GameDev.tv with regards to web development and with regards to reinforcement learning. They're both, I'm really trying to weigh up right now which way I go. Either way, I'm super excited about it, to be honest. They're both really cool. So that's where we are. It's very early stage, but I think that I've realized that for us, we've got this huge need to create a much more engaging single platform for you guys to use, single place to come. Perceptual was saying, look, where do I go to find out about the events now? They should all be on our website. And at the moment, we're using a massive conglomeration of different things. You guys interact with us on Twitch and Twitter and Discord and Discourse and Udemy, and it just goes on, like 10, Facebook, it goes 10 different places. And they should all stay there, but we want to create more tight integrations between them all, so that you feel like it's more tied together. And I don't know how to do it. I don't have the time and the skills to do it, which is why we might direct our focus there for the upcoming period of time. So you should perceptual, yep, better post your link. I'll look at that in a second. Web language choice can have to do with your hosting service, some are PHP shops, etc. Yes, although Operation Gamma, I would say do it the other way around. Use a language you're most comfortable with, for example, Python for the business rules, and then find a web service that's going to support that. Perceptual drop the HTTP. Oh, okay, that might work. Good idea. Perhaps it's protecting me from showing you very raw game footage. Yeah, great. Thank you very much for sharing it. Perceptual, it's very brave of you. We'll get it running in 2 seconds. Okay. Let's have a look at it. Perceptual. I won't even ask you what the purpose is. I'll just look at it. Promo video, take 1. You guys can hear that, I presume. Very cool. Some of the UI is looking very familiar to us there. You're doing a great job. You've taken the game a lot further than we have. So if this is a promo video, obviously it needs to sell the idea and the story a little bit more. So it's a good gameplay run through. So if this is your like 20-second gameplay run through, it's a bit longer, pretty good. Nice. Maybe either a voiceover or some text over to tell people what they're looking at. It's looking really good though. The game's looking really good. Where are you thinking of sharing this next? I like the sound. The music's really cool. I'll give you a thumbs up on that. I should better post the link to YouTube, shouldn't I? In theory. Oh, cool. I like this environment. That's a really good job. I'm going to minimize my video for a second so I can stuff a piece of sweet corn. Sharing. So you need to make it your own a little bit more graphically. More things like that level that... what on earth is this? Zach King, he's funny. More things like that level that was inside that dungeon towards the end there. It's really cool. Maybe a little bit of text coming over the top to explain to people what they're seeing and what the, and what it means. I'm just going to post this link to this video here. Hopefully it'll let me do that. Should do. And I will allow you guys to at some point. I need to go into the settings and I won't do that while we're live. So yeah, thank you, Perceptual. Thank you for sharing. That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. And I will say again, you're welcome to come in on Zoom if you wish to. Yeah, I saw a little bit of lag. I don't know if that was the YouTube video was lagging itself for me. So is that on your machine, Perceptual, or what's the cause of the lag there, do you think? Yeah, awesome. So you've already got inventory in there, Perceptual. That's cool. And you know that Sam is taking over the RPG, obviously, and you know that he'll be live now in under an hour. So the way to find that out is to not open my private messaging program. but is to, of course, go to the YouTube page and look at the events. So, hey Juan, good to see you. I'm just going to say that we're streaming over at GD YouTube, or YTGD. I remember that name, Juan. Good to see you. It's awesome to have you here. I don't know if you've been on the streams before. But anyway, here you go. This is when the next event is. Remember, you can set reminders by clicking these set reminders buttons. And remember, if you click into it, it'll show you when it is. It's in 50 minutes. This stream will probably end in about 20 minutes, the one that's on right now. And then I'll have a quick break. And then I'll be on for the next one with Sam. I'll be hosting Sam while he tells you all about the RPG, a little bit about Unity saving systems, and shows off his amazing hair. So that's going to be the subject of that. The reason I keep throwing my video away is because I'm trying to secretly stuff my face while you guys aren't noticing. I do apologize for that. Do drop us a subscribe on the channel. It's our only chance of redemption here on YouTube. The only chance it's worth our time. But the main thing that pays me for being on here is interacting with you guys, which is nice. So, does the delay feel interested to see? Oh, my daughter, she's a nutter. She's going streaming around the garden on an electric unicycle. I'll see if I can get you a video of it. You'll see her come flying past in a minute. Maybe a little bit too bright to see. Any minute now, you'll see this screaming past. Electric unicycle. She spends half her life going around the garden on it, singing at the top of her voice as well. She'll be coming by in a second. So I'm not sure why it looks like my camera's on a real tilt. It's not, but it kind of looks like it. So right down. There she goes. One daughter, one wheel, electric unicycle, 20 miles an hour, off she goes. Bless her. Absolutely no. Unicycle. It can't be possibly be my fault. We are seeing. This is a cool idea. Simon Radzo, excuse me, got hiccups now. I'm not sure if there's already some kind of video from you about the topic. Do you plan to specifically have some the YouTube chat? I really like I really like the way I do things without, but it's kind of rubbish for you guys to see all of this stuff. So, what you can, Code Architecture's there. What you can do on our channel, of course, is you get. This would be a good thing for you to search for as well. It's why we're doing YouTube, basically, so you can find this stuff. Position some mock-up and then start promoting and advertising. So I would start to think about it from that point of view. Yes, that would be in there. So an important, very important point, right, is how do you write a sales letter? How do you make a proposition? How do you get your proposition down into a few words? How do you make sure it's something that people are looking for? Important, very important stuff. I mean, without it, you can't live off your creative work. So a marketing course would be interesting, good idea. Yeah, so that would be, the intro rate's pretty high right now. The stream is kill for me. Yeah, so that would be, the intro rate's pretty high right now. So, with the stream. Back, just wanted to thank you and Jan for that board game course. My 12-year-old loved it, and I will post pictures. Great, thanks Juan. The board game course is here. There you go. There's a link. Is it board games? Yeah, I think it is. My stream is in and out, mostly out. That's not very good, is it? Let me think what I can do about the better with that. So that should help. So yeah, Jack, I think that teaching marketing is so important long term for you guys as you mature. You know, you game guys as you mature with your games and want to start to do games. I'll really a course on its own, although it could be later. As beginner content, talk about it. That's that. So no mentees turning 20s. Always make sure I have one stacked up ahead, stuff I learned from what we were doing on Twitch here. And I'll start again on the